Hello, yoga friends. Susan here at the studio. It's a beautiful day. It's a little overcast, but it's bright. And had a few special requests from our friend Bill. He also bribed me with some lemon desserts, which were quite delish looking. I haven't eaten any yet because I had to come do this. So I'm not saying that you need to bring me special desserts to get requests, but I will never ever turn them down, that's for sure. So he was asking for dancer pose, so we're going to weave that into the practice today. And we're just going to start our practice seated. So I like a little lift underneath the edge of my seat, but it's not necessary. You just want to be comfortable and you want to not struggle to sit. So you might even be sitting on something as high as a block or a big, thick pillow, whatever you've got at home. I've got my strap here next to me as well. So just take a moment to get comfortable. Take a moment to settle the body and the mind. Take a moment to let go of the day that you've already lived thus far. And let go of whatever the rest of your day entails for you. Try to be in the here and now. Start to take notice of your breath as you move that breath in and out through your nose. So trying to maintain closed lips and a relaxed jaw. Just start to expand your lungs to their fullest state as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, do your best to empty your lungs completely, squeezing and pressing out every last bit of stale, stagnant air. And just allow that breath to flow now in and out, slow and steady through the nose. Starting to establish a pattern to your breath that can be maintained as you practice today. Let's take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let your left ear melt over towards your left shoulder, giving the right side of your neck a chance to stretch and open. I think too many of us at this time are spending a lot of time seated, maybe more time than usual on our phones or on our computers. So let's see if we can stretch out the neck, let go of any tension we have been holding there, maybe around the neck and even into the shoulders and upper back. And on your next inhale, let your head come up, and let's take the right ear towards the right shoulder and just give the left side of the neck that chance to open. The heart area is lifted up and away from the navel area, and the navel area lifted up and away from the pubic bone. Good, and your next inhale, let your head come up slowly, and as you exhale, begin to lift the chin and expose your throat. At some point, you might need to separate the lips and the teeth in order to maintain a relaxed jaw. Make sure you're still breathing through your nose, though. So this is the opposite direction to what our head maybe has been doing more of lately. So let's spend a bit more time here. And breathe into the stretch. Good. Inhale, let your head come up, extend through the crown, and then begin to melt your chin forward and down toward the chest without letting your shoulders round and come forward. Try to give a little squeeze between the shoulder blades, opening across the chest. Gently lifting upwards through the back of the neck. Let's take this stretch a little further. Clasp the hands and take those clasped hands, rest them on the back of the head, but don't pull. Just allow the weight of the arms to deepen the stretch for you. Maybe you're feeling this not only in the neck, but down through the upper back, that space between the shoulder blades. Beautiful. Take one last inhale, and as you exhale, release the hands down. Inhale, and the head floats up. Exhale, turn your head to the right. Taking your gaze to the far right corners of the eyes as you look as far around behind you as possible. And now let your chin begin to tip down toward that right shoulder. Good. Inhale, lift the chin up, bring the head back through center, and then take your head, turn it all the way to the left. Look as far behind you as you can. Take another deep breath in, and then exhale, let your chin start to melt down toward that left shoulder. Good. Inhale, lift the chin, bring the head back through center, bring your palms together, your hands to your heart. Clasping the hands, pressing the palms forward, squeeze between the blades, and inhale, lift those arms slowly up. Pull that low belly in towards the spine, draw the shoulders down, away from the ears, and take one more inhale. Lean to your right as you exhale. Keep both buttocks connected to the mat, block, cushion, or blanket. Good. Inhale, come up slowly, and as you exhale, change sides, lean to the left. Try to keep both sides of your chest facing forward rather than turning down. Inhale, center. Exhale, circle the arms all the way down. Good. Bring your palms together and start to vigorously rub those hands together. Put some pressure between the palms and go a little bit quicker. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. Don't clench the teeth. Go, go, go. Quick, quick, quick. Good. Take another deep breath in and exhale. Extend the arms up wider than those shoulders. Fingers spread wide. Feel the energy in those hands. Good. And as those arms, as though they were light as feathers, just let them start to float down towards the ground. Good. Let's start to prepare for our practice. If you need to remove your socks, take that lift out from underneath the seat. We're going to come up into a standing ragdoll forward bend at the top of our mat. So make your way there. Feet can be together, hip distance apart. They can be even wider if you'd like. Allow the chest to drape right down over those thighs. Let your head just hang heavy. Let the arms just dangle. There's a bend in the knees. Give the head a little shake as though saying no. And then a little nod as though saying yes. And then just let the head go. Try to bring just as much weight forward into your toes as you have back in your heels. All four corners of the feet are equally taking your body's weight. Gravity is just pulling you down. Maybe you're feeling your spine begin to lengthen as the weight of your head helps to pull and stretch it out. Focus on maintaining that slow inhale and complete exhale. Good. Let's look down, walk the feet together. Once your big toes are touching, bend your knees as much as you need to get both your palms flat on your yoga mat and step back to the top of a push-up. Shoulders over wrists. So I've got a little bit of soreness in my right wrist. I'm going to take the modification to the knees, but the tailbone stays tucked and the belly stays lifted. Trying to press the space between your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling above you as you grip with those fingers. Press the earth away from you. Good. Let's inhale, look slightly forward, and as you exhale, begin to lower down with control. And then inhale, lift through the back of the head, coming up into Cobra, Bhujangasana, and breathe. Tops of the feet are heavy. Don't let your feet pull away from your mat. Pull your chest through those hands and take one more inhale. Come up a little higher. Lower your forehead as you exhale. Tuck your toes. Inhale, press back up to your version of plank from toes or knees. And now let's press back into our first downward facing dog. Making any movements that are necessary. Starting to open the body up. Maybe you're walking the heels up and down. Maybe you're swaying the hips side to side. What feels good right now? Drawing the shoulders up and back away from the ears. Try to extend the crown of the head forward to the space between your hands. And keep all 10 of your fingerprints really gripping the mat. Good. As you inhale, rise high on the toes, soften the knees, and look forward. Exhale, walking the feet forward, right up in between those palms. Inhale. Hands on the shins, flat back, look forward. Exhale, melt the torso down, draw the chin, nose, then forehead in. Hold and breathe. Now press through the feet, wait for the inhale to come. Slowly rise, circle the arms up as you look up. Palms come together, bring your hands down in front of your heart and take a breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Exhale, swan dive forward, come all the way down. Look forward as you inhale. Plant your hands. Step back to plank as you exhale, modifying if needed. Breathe. Tips of your fingers should actually turn a bit lighter in color. That's how much work those fingers are doing. Look forward with the in-breath. Lower with control on the out-breath. Curl into Cobra as you inhale. Try to lift your kneecaps away from your mat. Keep breathing deeply here. Push into those palms. Inhale, come up a little higher. Exhale, forehead down, tuck the toes. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, downward dog, breathe. Pressing the heels down as you push the chest back. Feel that stretch up the back of the legs. Try to keep your neck in line with the rest of the spine, so be careful that you're not lifting the chin away from the chest to look forward. Imagine you could slide your hands apart from one another while still pressing into the base of the thumb and the base of the pointer finger. You should almost feel a hollowing out effect at the armpit. Good, inhale, rise up high on the toes, soften the knees, look forward. Exhale, bring your feet to your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath. Exhale completely. Inhale, circle the arms up, look up. Turn your palms out, swan dive. Come all the way down, and then inhale to a flat back. Plant your palms, step back to plank pose, breathe. Make any modifications that you deem necessary. Try to make sure your wrist crease is parallel with the top edge of your mat. Now inhale to look forward. Exhale, lower with control. Curl to your cobra and breathe. Body is starting to warm up, starting to open up. Come up a little higher with the next inhale. Forehead down as you exhale. Tuck the toes. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, back to downward dog. Now with your next inhale, let your right leg lift up behind you. Try to keep the weight even in both your hands, hips level, so your right toes and kneecap point down to the ground. Good, let's see if we can open up the hips a bit. Start to lift the right hip higher, stacking right hip over left as you bend your right knee. Start to draw that right heel towards the left buttock. Be sure that your right shoulder isn't lifting up higher than the left one. Spread those right toes. Now you should feel the stretch in that left calf really intensify here. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square the hips, look forward, and take a big step forward with that right foot. As you widen your feet to hip distance, slide that left foot back as far as it'll go. Looking out in front of you, pull right hip back, left hip forward, keep breathing. Good, let's create a little bit of heat. So look down to the ground just ahead of your mat, and as you inhale, take your arms out like jet airplane wings. Extending back slightly behind you as you squeeze between the shoulder blades. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your fingerprints down, straighten your right leg. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. If the hands need to walk back a little bit to keep them underneath your shoulders, do so. Now press into the right big toe, the inner right heel. Look forward as you inhale. Start to fold over those legs as you exhale. Relax your head. Look at your left big toe. Keep those left toes pointing straight ahead. So you don't want to pivot the heel in towards center. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Feeling this quite intensely up the entire back of your right leg. Good, as you inhale, lift the chin. As you exhale, come back into your lunge. So rebend the knee, lower your left knee down now, and untuck the left toes. Let your hips drop down towards your yoga mat. Let your chest lift away from your front thigh. So we're trying to open up the front of that left hip now. Keep breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Good, take one more inhale. As you exhale, look down, tuck your left toes under, plant both palms, step back to downward dog. Hold here and just breathe. Keep pushing the chest towards those legs. Do your best to keep your neck in line with your spine. Fingers grip your mat. Good, inhale, lift your left leg slowly up. Push out through the heels, spread your toes. Level your hips out as much as you can. Start to lift the left hip up now. Stack it on top of the right. Bend that left knee. Draw the left heel towards the right buttock now. Keep your left shoulder down level with your right one. Inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. Big step forward now with the left foot. Walk that left foot out to the left, wiggle that right foot back as far as it'll go. And then lift the chin, look out in front of you, left hip back, right hip forward. Keep breathing deeply and slowly through your nose. Keep the low belly lifted as you look down now. Try to keep your neck in line with the spine. Inhale, arms come out to a T, and then extend back like jet airplane wings behind you. Try to keep that chest low. Keep that back leg straight and take one more inhale. Fingerprints come down as you exhale. Straighten your left leg. Stay up on the back toes. Pull left hip back, right hip forward. Lengthen as you inhale. Push into the inner edge of the left foot and fold over the legs as you exhale. And breathe into the stretch up the back of your left leg now. Keep extending the heart forward away from the navel and the navel forward and away from the pubic bone. Head just hangs heavy. Beautiful. As you inhale, lift the chin. As you exhale, come back into your lunge. Setting your right knee down, untucking the toes. Maybe that right leg can slide even further back. Lift the chest, lift the chin, open the throat. Keep gathering your fingerprints towards one another. That's the intention there without actually moving them. Keep melting your hips down towards the ground. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, look down. Plant both palms as you tuck the right toes. Step back to downward dog. And hold and breathe. Noticing where the body is starting to open, where things feel different, slightly altered. Really try to push the weight out of the hands back into those feet and legs. Preparing for a side arm balance, set your right knee down on the ground. Those of you that want to take it into that further posture by keeping both legs straight can. Right hand lines up with the right knee. shoulder over wrist. Left hand to left hip. Make sure that your left foot is parallel with the back edge of your yoga mat, and take your left arm now, float it up. Can you look up towards that hand? If it's too much, you can look out to the left or down to the ground. Turn your left palm forward now and start to extend the arm over the ear. But don't reach downwards. Keep reaching upwards, maintaining that diagonal line from left ankle to hip to shoulder to wrist. Spiral your chest open to the left. Want more of a challenge? Close your eyes. Beautiful. As you inhale, left arm reaches for the ceiling. Look down to the ground. Lower your left hand, lower your left knee. Pivot and plant the right foot behind the left foot. Line up the left hand with the knee as well. And when you're ready, bring your right hand to your right hip, stacking right shoulder over left. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling. Maybe you can even look up towards that thumb. Tuck the tailbone, pull the low belly in, turn your right palm forward, sweep the arm over the ear. Really try to reach across the room. Angling that right pinky finger down to the ground. And again, for more of a challenge, the eyes can close. Part way or all the way. Keep spiraling your chest open to the right. Gripping your mat with that left hand. Good. As you inhale, the right arm reaches up. As you exhale, look down, lower the hand down, step back to the top of a push-up, and press back to your downward dog. Hold here, breathe. Good, let's inhale, lift the right leg up and take a big step forward with the right foot. Left foot's gonna come in a bit closer so we can plant it on a 45-degree angle. And now bend deeply into your right knee, square your hips to the top of your mat, and when you're ready, circle the arms up into your warrior one. Pull the right hip back, shift the left hip forward. Pulling that low belly in, lift the chin. Look up as high as you can. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Good. As you inhale, straighten your right leg. Turn your palms out as you exhale. Circle the arms around behind your back. Clasp those hands. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Really crack open that heart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, begin to fold over that right leg. Lead with the chest. Come down to your furthest and then relax your head. Looking back at that left big toe. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, shoulders away from ears, and then the arms begin to pull away from the back. Find your edge. Breathe deeply in and out through your nose. Right hip drawing back, left hip coming forward. Anytime you want more of a challenge in your yoga practice, work towards closing your eyes. Take another inhale, stretch the arms even further as you exhale. Start to relax the arms down. Bring your hands to your yoga mat, bending the right knee if needed. Planting both palms, let's take it back to downward dog. Hold here, breathe deeply. Taking a moment here between sides to just settle and check in with the body, the breath, check in with the mind. Try to quiet that mind. Good. As you inhale, let your left leg float up, and then a big step forward with the left foot. Right foot is going to plant on that 45. Square your hips to the top of your mat. Left hip back, right hip forward. When you're ready, inhale, take it up into your warrior one, Virabhadrasana on the left side. Press that right leg as straight as you can. Bend deeply into that left knee and look up. Shoulders draw down. Breathe. Try to keep pressing the whole outer edge of that right foot firmly into your yoga mat. And as you push into your left big toe and inner left heel, try to let your knee move just out to the left a bit. Almost like you were trying to move it towards the baby toe edge of your foot. Take another inhale, extend and reach up. Turn your palms out, circle the arms around and behind you. This time clasp the hands the opposite way as you straighten your left leg. Square the hips, pull down with those knuckles as you lift the chin, deep breath in. Start to fold over that left leg. Lead with the heart as you come down, and then relax your head. Look at your right big toe. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and start to pull the arms away from the back now. Breathe in and out through your nose. Want more of a challenge? Try to close your eyes. Find your edge. Sthiram Sukham Asanam, that place of comfortable discomfort. Take another inhale, stretch the arms even further. Exhale, release the hands down. Plant both palms, bend your left knee if you need to. Step back to downward dog. Good. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Lower your knees. Untuck your toes and take it back to child's pose. So let your big toes touch. Let your chest melt over your thighs. Head can come down to the ground or to your stacked palms or fists. Close your eyes here and just breathe. So before we move into Natarajasana, our cosmic dancer pose, we're going to do a little opening for the hips since we're down here on the ground. So bring your hands to either side of your head and slowly press those arms straight. And then you're just going to turn yourself so you're facing the long end of your mat. I'm going to give myself a little extra cushion, making two little triangles with the ends of my mat. And then you're going to bring your knees onto those doubled up cushions. Preparing for frog here. So you want the ankle to be right back behind the knees. You want your hips back in line with the knees. Take the knees as wide as they'll go and then release to your forearms. Flex both your feet. Relax your head. Ensure that your hips stay in line with the knees. Keep the low belly pulling up slightly towards the spine so you're not swayed through the low back. And just hold here. Widening the knees as you gain flexibility, melting those inner thighs down towards the ground. Try to slow the breath. Try to slow the thoughts, quieting the mind. Try to breathe even deeper. Can those knees go just a little bit wider, perhaps, for these last few breaths? Good. As you inhale, start to lift the head. Bring your big toes towards one another. Slowly transition back up to your palms. Bringing your knees off those cushions back in. If you did fold your mat up, you can unfold it. Let's come back around to the top of the mat and come back into a downward dog. Hips lift. Heels press down as the chest pushes back. Beautiful. As you inhale, rise high on the toes, bend the knees and look forward, and exhale your feet to your hands. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Let's take Uttanasana, our standing forward fold. Hands can be on the floor. You can grab the ankles or the calves. Try to pull your chest towards your thighs, extending the crown of the head down towards the tops of the feet. Try to just let your head go and hang. Lift those hips up and away from the heels. Good. Release that grip. Walk your feet together if they're apart. Make sure your big toes are touching and there's just a bit of space between the heels. Start to bend your knees, squeezing knees and thighs together. Sitting those hips down nice and low, tail tucked. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up into Utkatasana. Keep those hips low, pull the belly in. Look up between the hands if you can. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, straighten the legs. Reach up, tip back, and hold. Push your hips forward. Lift your heart to the ceiling. Good. Inhale all the way up. Palms turn out. Let the arms circle down to your sides. And then rotate the palms forward. Close your eyes. Good. Let's bring the hands to the hips. So we're going to start to bend those knees again. Sitting into that imaginary chair, but this time we come on to the left toes. And now see if you can keep your thighs next to one another. Draw the left heel towards the left buttock. Grab a hold of the top of the foot. If you can't hold the foot with your hand, if you have a tie or a strap, you can take that around the top of the foot and pull it in. But again, try to keep your thighs next to one another. Spread your left toes, bend your right knee nice and deep. Tucking the tail, low belly draws in. Take your right arm, if it's possible, up alongside the right ear. If you need that hand for support, you can make your way to a wall and let your right fingers rest on the wall instead. Pull the left heel as close to the left buttock as you can. Now, some of you may be able to take it further and just simply straighten the right leg. Some of you might start to pull your left leg up behind you, pushing your foot into your hand. Try to keep that right arm extending up towards the ceiling. Keep spreading those left toes. Option is there to hinge from the hips, coming down halfway, pulling that left leg up. Option is there to hinge further, whoop, coming all the way down. If you lost it, try to find it again. You can even start to draw that left hip higher. Now, coming out of it's a little trickier. If you came right down to the ground, square your hips off. Get light in those right fingers, start to come up. Thigh next to thigh. Rebend that right knee. Bring your right hand to your hip. Release your left foot to the floor. Left hand to left hip. Straighten the legs, and then just walk it out. And then you're going to take Tadasana, arms at the sides, close the eyes, and just breathe. Notice what you're feeling in that right leg, left hip. And then notice what you're feeling even in that left shoulder and upper left upper back. Mentally preparing to do the same thing on the other side. So hands to the hips, feet together again. Bend the knees, sit the hips down. Tuck the tail, come onto your right toes. So again, if you need to come over to a wall, left hand can be at the wall. Bring your right heel towards your right buttock. Can you grab the foot? If you can't grab the top of the foot or the ankle, use your tie or your strap around the top of the foot. Try to bring your hand, though, as close to your foot as you can. So you don't want a really bent arm, you want a straight arm. So we keep bending deeply into that left knee, thigh next to thigh, belly drawn in. Spread those right toes. Maybe the left arm can come up alongside the left ear. Maybe you can straighten the left leg. Maybe you can start to pull that right leg up behind you. Keep those left fingers reaching for the ceiling. Spread your right toes. Option is there to hinge from the hips. Come down maybe halfway. Keep pulling that right leg up. Maybe you can come down all the way. Haven't done that one myself in a while. It's a little tricky to talk and demo and record and breathe. Find your edge. Maybe you're lifting that right hip up, opening everything up even further. To come out of the pose, square the hips, soften into the left knee, slowly come back up, thigh next to thigh, bend the left knee, left hand to left hip, right foot to the floor, right hand to right hip, straightening the legs, and just walk it out. And then take Tadasana, mountain pose, close your eyes, and breathe. Keeping your feet hip distance width apart. Open the eyes, take your arms straight out in front of you, rise high up on the toes. Start to bend your knees and start to lower yourself down slowly, hips towards the heels. Try not to lean the upper body forward. Reach back with one hand, lowering the buttocks down, and simply extend your legs out straight. So I'm going to use a little lift underneath the edge of my seat. You can do this if you'd like. If you're good as you are, stay as you are. Try to let your pelvis start to tip forward a little bit so there's a natural curve coming into that low back. Pull all 10 toes towards you. Shoulders back over hips, ears back over shoulders. Inhale, arms come up. And as you exhale, lean your heart towards your toes as you reach across the room. Let your arms come down. So maybe you're grabbing the feet, maybe the big toes, maybe the ankles, maybe the calves, maybe even up closer to the knees. Try not to round your back just to get your forehead towards your legs. Try to keep bringing your heart towards your toes. When your heart can't go any further through the upper arms, start to relax your head down, close your eyes. Toes pulling back, heart dragging forward. Slow the breath down. Stretch out the entire back side of the body here in Parsvottanasana, our seated forward bend. Heart towards toes, toes towards heart. Just a few last deep breaths here. Finding stillness, surrender your body to gravity. Let it pull you down. Inhaling to lift the chin. Exhaling to reach across the room. Inhale all the way up, turn the palms out and circle the arms down. If there's a lift underneath the seat, remove it. Make your way down onto your back, drawing your knees into your chest, hugging them in with your hands, and just rocking side to side. And as you roll back to center, let's set the feet down, preparing for bridge. Try to have the ankles right under the knees. Big toes slightly turned in, and then reach down with the hands as though you could touch the heels, even if you can't reach them. And if you can reach them, be sure that your heels aren't as wide as the outer flesh of the body wide, but just as wide as the hip bones themselves. Tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, come up into your bridge pose. Lift those hips as high as they'll go. Start to walk the elbows a little closer together, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Maybe you can clasp your hands, slide those arms in under you even more. Pushing your hips to the ceiling and your chest towards your chin. Breathe here, Setu Bandhasana. Keep pushing the knees forward, keep lifting those hips up. Beautiful. Inhale, high on the toes, arms to a T, and then roll your back down slowly. Heels come down, knees to chest. Hug them in with your hands and rock side to side. So the time has come during our practice for some form of an inversion today. So maybe you're simply going to do legs up. Maybe you're going to do legs and arms up. For those of you that are working with a shoulder stand or a headstand, that's an option. If you are not as familiar with those, we have 2 little short videos for each. If you want to kind of pause your video, check those out, come back to this one, you can. Now, I will say this, oftentimes we avoid doing what challenges us. So if there's a posture that you really struggle with, you really shy away from, practice it. Little bits here and there. You'll get stronger, you'll get more comfortable, you'll get more confident. So what is your body asking for today? What type of an inversion? I might just throw my legs up onto the window ledge myself. My back's a little sore. So we're just gonna spend a few moments here. Headstand, shoulder stand, legs up, legs and arms up. Reversing gravity's effects on whatever parts of the body come up in the air. Any blood that may have been pooling in the veins, being pulled by gravity back towards the heart. If you're working in headstand, please be sure that you're not jumping into the pose. If you're walking the feet in towards the face, you should be able to pull your knees into your chest into a tuck and then slowly come up. You never want to have to kick up into the posture. If you're working with shoulder stand, make sure there's no pain or discomfort in your neck. Same goes for headstand really as well. Anytime you feel pain beyond discomfort, that's your body's way of telling you that it's too much, you've gone too far. But it's important to know the difference between pain and discomfort. To know when you're at risk of injury or when you're just working really hard. And you are your best teacher. You know what you are feeling at all times, so you really want to always check in. What is the body saying? Can I breathe here? Is my face all scrunched up? Am I clenching my jaw? Do I need to back off? Can I push and go a little further? What is my edge? So if you're working in shoulder stand, you can move into plow for the next little bit. If you're working in headstand, you can do variations. If you've just got legs up, you can go legs wide apart. If you're doing this on the wall, you can go legs wide at the wall if you'd like. Get a little bit more of a hip opener as well. Make sure you can still breathe, whatever posture you're coming into. If you've done variations in your headstand, working equally on both sides, you'll slowly dismantle the pose to take a few breaths in child's pose. If you're in plow pose, you can start to slowly roll out onto your back. Try not to let your head pull away from the mat, so control the movement. If you took the legs wide, they can come back together. If you're against the wall, make your way back over onto your yoga mat. We'll all meet lying on our back, drawing the knees into the chest, hugging them in, rocking from side to side. Good, let's prepare for our fish pose. So you can extend the legs out. If you like to work in lotus, you can. Arms can come underneath the body or remain alongside the body if you want to lift the arms up today. So how is your body feeling? If the arms are coming underneath you, you really want to try to get thumb next to thumb, tucking those elbows in as much as possible. So your upper back has kind of left the ground because we've really arched up a bit here. Point your toes, but spread them, and now inhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders, look down towards the feet, push your heart up, And now relax the head all the way back and down until the top of the head is gently resting. And breathe here in Matsyasana, opening the chest, opening the throat. Push into those forearms, lift the heart. If you kept the arms out, the arms and legs can come up to 45 degrees, but there should be no pain in the neck. If you've lifted the arms and legs, slowly lower them. Pressing into the arms, inhale, lift the head, lowering your back. Tucking the chin, walk the feet towards you. Draw your knees now into your chest as you release the arms from under you. Rock side to side. Preparing for reclined spinal twist. Come to center. Let's do this one with our legs crossed today. So set the feet down. Arms to a T. Left leg crosses over right. Shift your hips a little bit to the left and turn your head to the left. Take a deep breath in. Start to melt your legs over to the right without lifting the left shoulder. So if having the legs crossed is a bit too intense, go ahead and uncross them. If you're not feeling enough, maybe you bring the legs up and you hook your left toes behind your right leg as well, double crossing the legs. Lots of different options here. Palms can stay down or turn up. Breathing into any tight areas, any tension. As you exhale, allow that to just leave the body. Feel yourself softening and melting into this pose. We're going to take one last deep breath in. Exhale, empty the lungs completely, and now inhale, head and knees come up as you uncross the legs. Let your hips return to center. Cross right knee over left. Shift the hips to the right, turn your head to the right, take a full inhale, lower your legs to the left as you exhale. And again, if it's too much with the legs crossed, simply uncross them. If you want it more intense, bring the legs up and double cross the legs, hooking the right toes around behind the left ankle or calf. Trying your best to keep your right shoulder heavy on the earth. Let your whole body relax into this twist. Face is soft, relax your jaw. Breathe deeply and slowly through your nose. Feel a softening and a melting along the entire length of your spine. Let go of frustration and judgment. Let go of expectations and just be here in this twist. On your next inhale, slowly come up, head and knees, uncross the legs, shift your hips to center, draw your knees into your chest, squeeze them in. Inhale, bring your forehead towards the knees, wrapping your arms tightly around your legs, start to engage every muscle in the body, taking one last breath in. Hold the breath now, squeeze everything one last time as tightly as you can, and then relax. Making yourself ready for your Shavasana. Maybe you've put socks on, maybe some warmer clothing, maybe you're covering your body with a blanket. What do you need today? The more comfortable you are, the easier you will find it to remain still, to relax, to release. Arms and legs on the same diagonal line, extended down and away from the body. Chin tucked, back of the neck is long. Making any last final adjustments, find that place that's comfortable. And then allow yourself to become still. Physical stillness encourages mental stillness. Let go of the control over the breath, and the control over the body, and simply just be here in this pose, taking rest, absorbing the benefits of all of your efforts today. Surrender your body to gravity and sink heavy in this posture. Relax. 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 Start to notice the sounds around you. And begin to deepen and lengthen your breath. Keep breathing deeply. Start to move your fingers and your toes, your wrists and your ankles. Turning your head very slowly from side to side. Rolling your head to center, sliding your legs together, point your toes, reach the arms over your head and take a long deep breath in. Reach, stretch, lengthen, and relax the arms all the way down to your sides. Draw your knees slowly into your chest. Hug them in. And just rock one last time, side to side, across the back. Roll to whatever side appeals to you today, keeping your eyes closed. Pause here in this fetal position. Scanning the body, checking in. How do you feel? Thanking yourself for this practice. Keeping the eyes closed, begin to make your way very slowly up to seated. And as you sit comfortably cross-legged, if that's available, legs extended out if that feels better, just stack your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. Bring your palms together, your hands at your heart, and let your chin just melt towards your chest. Thank you for allowing me to share these teachings of yoga with you. It is truly my honor and my privilege to do so. The divine light within me graciously acknowledges that same divine light within you. Namaste. And we fold forward, we seal in our practice, sealing it in, letting it go. Until the next time. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful, very blessed rest of the day. I'll see you soon. Take care.